Hello there folks, I'm Dan Brown from a sort of interesting life.com. You're joining me as always on good old Narrowboat Tilly, and today, or at least the day that this video is going live on YouTube, is the 24th of July 2015, which officially marks exactly 3 years to the day that I signed the documents to officially become the owner of said Narrowboat Tilly. And my goodness me, 3 years, it's actually happened. I mean, that just seems unbelievable. And don't worry, I'm not going to be talking too much of actual boating experience and going over the stuff that I put in my 3 years afloat little short film documentary style video earlier on in the week. I just really wanted to take this as an opportunity to really reflect and think about, and just generally talk and do a random chat video about what I'm thinking and what's happening in my life at 3 years afloat on a little boat like this. Anyway, there's a boat already about to pass us because it's the height of summer, so it's chaos down here. At certain points of the day it gets into mayhem, so I'm going to have a swig of water, let this boat go past, and then we'll pick up in a second. Now, we couldn't possibly start this video without just talking very quickly about the boating experience over 3 years. And again, rather than go over the stuff I covered in the previous video from earlier this week, I just want to say again, I mean, I feel absolutely privileged and unbelievably lucky to have spent 3 years out in this incredible countryside. I've seen unbelievable sights of just nature. I've seen kingfishers zipping past the boat as I'm going about my daily life, and all sorts of experiences where in the previous years of me walking endlessly before I had a boat and getting into biking and all that sort of stuff, these were experiences that were just like incredible, and I'd have to literally though bike or walk out for miles and potentially hours on end to get to these places where I now open the curtains to and look out on, and it's like, wow, this is actually what's happening, this is actually what's out there. And sometimes there's some pictures that I post on Twitter and Facebook and stuff, and it's just, well, in a lot of the footage that you see in these videos, it's just the sort of thing that I just never could have imagined how much I would have enjoyed it and how much it really would have suited me and what I was into and interested in. Although I suppose it was pretty obvious, I was always into literally walking and biking out to exactly these sort of places, and sometimes exactly the places that I actually moor the boat up at. The idea of spending more time doing that and more time in those places, of course, I should have known it would have all worked out well like it has done over these past 3 years. But my goodness me, there were some nervous times in those early stages. And I suppose now though, it's all about looking to the future. I've sort of established, yeah, I can live on a boat happily, I can enjoy all this stuff, and basically, as I've said many times in the past, my whole intention and plan is still to wait until I'm 30, which is getting closer and closer, less than 2 years away now, and then at that point have another couple of years of saving and so on, so that when I'm 30 I can go, right, what's the plan here? Am I going to start looking for a different boat, a bigger boat? Am I going to head off and disappear down the canals and go on a massive adventure? Am I going to have an awful lot of money spent on Tilly herself to add more indoor space, maybe get a smaller second boat and tow one of them can be the main boat, one of them can be the extra space of like the daytime boat, the nighttime boat, that sort of stuff. I've had all sorts of different ideas, and of course depending on whether there's anybody else in my life, if you know what that means, then perhaps getting a boat with somebody else. And there's so many options and so many things, and I've always been one to sort of wait and see what goes on and not try and plan years and years ahead into the distance, because you just never know what's around the corner. Sometimes it'll be something incredibly good, sometimes it might not be so good, so you've just got to take every day as it comes. And even 3 years into boat life, I'm loving it, but I'm not making any guarantees for the future. All I can say is I want to carry on boating and doing this and waking up in these places and just experiencing the canal and the countryside as I have done for the last 3 years for as long as I possibly can into the future. I've certainly got no plans or no visions of me moving into a house anytime soon or doing anything of that nature, or rocking the boat too much, so to speak. To sum up the first few minutes of this video, I can say 3 points. Firstly, I quite like boating. Secondly, I quite like the outdoors, and thirdly, I've got absolutely no plans in stopping it. So I've said so many times, I can never be grateful enough. I could never express in these videos just how lucky I feel I've been and how much I appreciate the fact that I've been, well, just able to get out for 3 years and experience all of this amazing stuff out here in the middle of the countryside. Just fantastic, and I feel truly humbled and truly lucky to have been able to actually do it. And I suppose, now that we've got the boat stuff covered, we should talk more generally about what I just wanted to talk about in this video of life and, well, what's going on really. Now, one of the things that, for people who've been following my videos for a very, very long time, that might be quite obvious in many respects, is just how much of a part of my life YouTube has become over these past few years. And when I think back to when I'd struggle to get a couple of thousand views in a year to now, I mean, literally like getting 150,000 views in a month. And at the moment, we're currently approaching the 1 millionth view for 2015 alone, the 3 millionth view on the channel overall, and 10,000 subscribers. And that is just, it's just unbelievable. It is just unbelievable, to be honest. And again, that's something that, just like I can't be grateful enough or thank the world enough for letting me get out there and do all this stuff in the countryside, I can't thank you all enough for actually tuning in to these videos and spreading the word like some people do, and just, well, just commenting and taking the time to like comment and so on. And I mean, it's one of those double-edged swords where in the past, and when I was first setting out into boat life, I'd be able to respond to every single comment, and I'd be able to respond to every message I'd get on Facebook and so on, because it would only be like a couple of months. Whereas now, it's just gone crazy. And I've talked in the past that I had to stop messages to the sort of interesting page, and like remove that as an option, because there was just like well over 100 messages at least stacked up on the sort of interesting page. And you obviously got like the Narrowboat Lads book page and all that sort of stuff. And then on top of that, you obviously got the personal Facebook profile page, which that is just, that's just ridiculous. You would not believe the messages that stack up on that. And again, I even had to go as far as on my little header image on my Facebook profile, on my personal one, which you're all more than welcome to add me on and look at me boaty photos and all that sort of stuff. Facebook.com/sortofdan. I did the little / symbol there, although this might be a mirror image I'm looking at, so it might be a backslash, who knows, that's all irrelevant. But like I say, even on my Facebook profile header image, I had to put, I'm sorry I can no longer respond to messages, because I mean, there must be well over 1,000 messages on my Facebook profile, just to me alone. And that's, like I say, before you add in YouTube, you add in the other Facebook pages before I remove the messaging options. And obviously then beyond that, you got like things like Twitter and all these other things, Tumblr and goodness knows what. Though Tumblr, again, I had to deliberately not enable comments and stuff, because I thought, well, I can't keep up with the stuff that I'm already getting coming in, and I just feel too guilty that I can't respond, especially if people spend a lot of time sending me messages and so on. I mean, it's just crazy. And again, I can't thank you enough though, that that's the sort of thing I can say, well, you know what, there's so many people trying to speak to me that I now feel guilty that I can't get back to them all. It's like, I don't want to sound like I'm complaining or being ungrateful, because I can't thank you all enough. So again, thank you, and feel free to keep adding me on Facebook and all that sort of stuff, because I do post an awful lot of photos of canal and boaty stuff, so it might be your sort of stuff. And the same with the Facebook page for sort of interesting as well. But all of that and the way that YouTube is, well, YouTube and writing, I've loved making videos and I've loved writing for years upon years upon years, and never did I imagine that they would become such a huge part of my life. And in the past, when I was doing like writing me little books and stuff, I was also working like a full-time job and didn't have a clue what my future was going to be, and didn't have any inkling that one day I would have a boat and all that sort of stuff. And now, being able to have the free time to enjoy like spending a lot of time doing the YouTube videos and spending loads of time writing, it's just been great. And again, that's another side effect of trying to live as simply and low cost as possible. I apologise if I'm rolling around here, so we've got a boat going past. But like I say, that's really what it's all been about. It's not really ever been about going, oh yeah, I'm going to get a boat and never leave it. It's been about going, well, you know what? We've got a boat, we're going to try and live as simply and basically as possible, enjoy what's out there, and now that this bizarre situation where there's thousands of people tuning into these videos, I'm going to try and share as much of it and just pop out my phone every now and then, take a photo of that, post it on Twitter to like 16,500 people. Crazy numbers again. Like I say, thank you to everybody over on Twitter as well. And that's what I love. I've always loved doing it and loved tinkering around and writing stuff that even if it never gets released, I've enjoyed writing. And even this morning I've been sat going through adding a little bit of colour and a little bit of watercolour to some of my little sketches I've done in my little pocket notebook that you've probably become sick of hearing and seeing in these videos. And ultimately, that's what it's like. That's what it all comes down to, of like having the time to enjoy doing these things. But never did I really envision something like YouTube would be such a huge part of my life. I apologise for the random cut in the video. I just wanted a swig of my drink. I might unbutton my shirt as well. But to put into context, like how much thought and planning goes into these videos, ignoring the things like the documentary style episodes that literally just take hours and hours and hours to first of all film and that and then edit. But I can, in fact, if I move slightly to the side here, hopefully I can put a little box on the screen here and show you a quick look at my calendar on my laptop, which has got literally, like, at this exact moment, there are 15 videos that have been filmed, edited, uploaded, add the descriptions and the keywords done, then add all the little thumbnail images with the yellow writing put on them, and then scheduled and planned and scheduled again. So that's 15 videos already online that if I didn't get access to a computer again, right up all the way through August, I mean, we're recording this now in July, so all the way through August, and then into September, there would still be another 15 videos posting automatically. And that's the sort of thing, it's like, now, because I'm trying to do this a bit more properly and trying to post videos, as some of you may have noticed as well, I'm the order and the way and days of the week that these videos are going live on is all over the place at the minute, as I've been trying to respond to feedback of what people want and when they want it and so on. So I'm going to try and leave the proper boating videos to be the last video of like a 4-day upload cycle of like, right, 1 video, 2 video, 3 video, the boat video, and that's covering Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday every week. So rather than try and stretch myself and do tons and tons of videos, I've like, oh, I've got to do 6 videos this week, I'd rather have a little bit more of a sensible lifestyle where I'm not constantly going, oh, I can film that and then quickly run in and edit the video and do a voiceover and so on, and just have that as a constant sort of, well, YouTube, I spend more hours doing YouTube stuff than I do at my actual real job. And I can assure you, I do not earn a huge amount of money at my normal job in the supermarket, and I certainly don't earn anything anywhere near that from doing these videos. But I enjoy it, and it's, like I say, I mean, I've been on YouTube still now for longer before you could get any money whatsoever from it than since adverts and that came in. So anything is a bonus, I say. But it definitely is it's not a future career choice, unfortunately. But like I say, just things like trying to schedule and plan these videos, and I know that already the videos that I've got all set up and online are soon going to be joined by videos that I've got on my laptop just to my side here that are all completed and edited, or in process that just need voiceovers doing and things like that. And there's at least another 5 videos that I could go to my mum's house, leave uploading, and by the end of tonight that would be another series of scheduled videos. So there'd be 20 videos between July and sometime in September. And like I say, that's, to me, that's crazy that I've actually gone in and started planning these properly, because my goodness me, as many of you know from the way that I tend to record these chat videos and how my life is generally lived, I am not a proper, super sensible person when it comes to things like this. But I suppose I am a huge lover of any sort of planning and organisation, so it all evens itself out. And ultimately though, like I say, I just love doing these videos, and the fact that there's so many people tuning in that want to see, like, oh, what's through the window, and oh yeah, boating and stuff like that, it just means the world to me. And there's just so many occurrences now where there's people who like come to the boat or past the boat, especially in the summer, and like, oh, it's Dan, hello Dan, and it's just absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I've come home to like letters left on the boat, left on the deck from all over the world. From I've had an apple crumble left on the boat, and thank you very much. And again, to all of the people who leave notes and leave letters and leave gifts and things like that, it's just unbelievable. I mean, thank you so much. It's like the motivation and like wow, not only do I love doing these videos, but there's people who actually actively are engaged and want to see them and send me suggestions and so on. And I can't thank you enough for that. It's like, that's just crazy to me. The idea that I'm just sat here in front of a camera whittering away, and that anybody whatsoever will tune in and look at this video. And I mean, then when you look at some of the videos I've done in the past, like one of my bike riding videos of me fixie first ride is like well over 100,000 views. My little narrowboat lad short film from last year is on something like 35,000 views. My original first episode of Dan's Narrowboat Life documentary is on 20 or nearly 30,000 views. And it's like, if I'd have known that so many people would tune in, I don't know if I'd have been brave enough to have ever actually done them and posted them, because I would have been so obsessed over every little detail. But like I say, I mean, it's all just incredible, so thank you. Equally though, I've got to say thank you to everybody who's ever read any of my books. And again, it's not something that I'm suddenly going to become a millionaire overnight, but it's just crazy that there's actually people who, when I like release a new book, start saying, oh, I can't wait for the next one, oh yeah, and stuff like that. And I mean, the original Narrowboat Lad book has had over 100 5-star reviews, and that's just in the UK alone. I mean, again, these are all things that I can't thank you enough for, and I can't ever express how truly grateful I am and how humbled I am that there's people who actually care about, like, reading, oh yeah, like watching the video. I can sort of understand that, yeah, you don't have to do anything, but to go out of your way and to pay a whole $1.99 for a book and then read it and then send me a message or leave a review and call out stuff that you liked and what your favourite part was and stuff, I mean, that's unbelievable. And again, I can't thank you enough for all that. Sorry about that random break in the video again. I thought I would just let a boat go past and take that as an opportunity to have a quick drink. But yeah, going back to like YouTube and writing and stuff like this, it's like I say, I've always loved doing both writing and videos. And there's this weird thing that some people seem to think, well, it's understandable, it's not weird at all, but a lot of people seem to think that, oh yeah, the more views you get on YouTube, the more books you'll sell and all that sort of stuff, and that I'm sat here on top of some sort of like multi-million-dollar empire, or just, obviously that's an exaggeration. But I've got to say, unfortunately, it's just not the way the world works. I mean, sometimes the videos will have more views in a month than ever, and the actual like advert money you get will have plummeted by a good amount, or a bad amount as it were. And equally, I've noticed as this year's gone on, the book sales have actually got lower and lower, and it's like, oh, how can you plan or work around those sorts of statistics where it makes no sense? And as I say, I mean, I would love to be able to do this properly and do writing full time. And I would love to I'd just say as well now that anybody who does want to support these videos, then please do consider checking out one or two of me books. Just one book. Just have a look. You don't even buy it if you don't want. But it's like you say, the people who tweet or share these videos, like the documentaries and stuff like that on Facebook, and tweet about them, and Tumblr, and goodness knows what else there is out there these days with these social media networks. It's like, I can't thank you enough, and that's more support than I could ever ask. Yet alone, like, I mean, when I put the little PayPal donate button on the website, and I try to never ever talk about it because I don't ever want to sound like I'm saying, hey, guess what? Go over to that website and look at that PayPal button. But when I put that on there, I never thought that anybody would use it, and the generosity of some people is just unbelievable. And I can't, again, I mean, I send an individual email and try and send some stuff every now and then to people and that, because I just can't thank people enough. And the idea that people might tune into these videos and actually want to actively support them in that way is just, it's unbelievable. And again, I mean, that's the sort of stuff that you can literally, I could talk about this now and do my usual where my throat starts to go a bit wobbly and my voice is a little bit like, oh, it's unbelievable. But it genuinely is. I mean, I can't thank people enough because, like I say, it's like, I bought me MacBook at the start of the year to do like the videos and so on, and especially get that 42-minute epic video sorted, because that was an awful lot of work. And just basically because I couldn't do a lot of stuff on the iPad that I wanted to do in these videos, particularly with the GoPro footage. It's like that, if I can pay that off from YouTube money by by a year of YouTube revenue, then I'll be more than happy. So when people do like buy the books and spread the word and go on PayPal and all that stuff, it means a huge amount. Like, it really does mean and have an impact on my life and these videos and what I'm going to do and how I like do it and so on. And so just thank you so much. Like I say, I don't ever want anybody to feel under pressure, but if anybody does, then that's, like I say, it's just more than I could have ever imagined. So thank you again to everybody who has done, and to everybody who's read the books and everybody who tweets about the books and the videos and Facebooks and all that. It's just unbelievable. So thank you so much. I really wanted to just say that, especially 3 years on, as everything's in a nice little rounded video of me talking for, goodness knows, this is going to be like a half-hour video at this rate. But again, it's just thank you. Anyway, moving on, I suppose that's really wrapping everything up that I wanted to talk about. In terms of other stuff with like my personal things that I want to do for the future and that, it's basically just get a lot more proper documentary episodes done and sort out a proper schedule for videos that I can start making, like not only regular videos every week, but make them really good and make proper decent videos. Like, I really do, like, I think the best video I've ever put together technically is that first Dan's Narrowboat Life documentary, but it just took so much time that even doing that sort of level of editing monthly, I would really struggle with. Amidst, like, obviously living a normal life and going to an actual real job and all that sort of stuff. If I can get a few more videos like that out, then I'll be a happy boy, I'll say that much. There's so many things coming to my mind now that I want to add into this video, but this, I don't know how many minutes long this video is going to be, so if you've managed to make it all the way to this section, then congratulations, you're a hero, well done. But ultimately, that's been an unbelievably long, rambling, meandering Dan Brown monologue video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you'll tune in and stay tuned for the future videos. I've got all sorts of stuff. I'm trying to do more scenery videos and more like moments of peace videos and things like that. And really, I'll say, feel free to add me on Facebook and Twitter and like the Facebook page. Loads of boaty stuff and updates and loads of photos. Loads of photos go on over there. Then for months now, practically everything I've posted has just been photos of obviously the canal and the general rural scenery. Feel free, like I say, to check out my books for the Kindle. You'll find the links to all of them in the description below, or you can search on Amazon for The Narrowboat Lad. And of course, please do, I don't know, is there something like, yeah, the audiobook. There's a lot of people who don't realise that if you haven't got an Audible account, which is like Amazon's audiobook section, then you can sign up for one and get my audiobook for free as part of the free trial. So even if you get it for free, I encourage you to get it. It's like, I didn't record it to not be listened to, and my goodness me, we won't get into that now, but that was an awful lot of work, I can tell you that much. So please do, yeah, check out the original Narrowboat Lad book, is available as an audiobook. Please do check that out. And, well, ultimately, check the links in the description to all of my boaty stuff around the internet. But really, just have a fantastic day, keep it boat worthy, and of course, farewell.